All right, looks like we may have got it live. All right. Looks like we are live, barely. So, see how it goes. All right, so hopefully there's no lag. We're doing this kind of on the, we're in my basement. The internet, for whatever reason, has died in the barn. So let me know if the video and audio is okay. So thank you guys for coming. Sorry we're a little bit late, but we're doing this from my laptop, so I had to install Streamlabs OBS, install all of the other peripheral things like the video camera. The mic doesn't work because with the wireless mouse I only have one audio, video a little frozen. Okay, I'll do the best I can, Candy. I don't know how. I'm on the old laptop, so this might not go too well. So the video is lagging. All right. Shoot, video's frozen. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's turn this off. Is that any better? We're doing it on Wi-Fi too, so that doesn't help. That's what I was afraid of. All right. All right, let's go ahead. Still frozen, Candy? All right, buffering on Candy's end now. Okay, shoot. All right. All right. Let me see here. I see the same thing. Okay. All right. Any of you experts know if there's anything I can change on this, like in the settings or anything? Let's see what we got. Video is frozen now. All right.
Hello?
Katie, we got problems, girl. What's up? All right, you can still hear me? Okay. It's frozen and the video's frozen. So, but we're live on the internet, so I think you need to go to bed. Okay. So Small Fry Aquatics is here. Is the video still okay or is it bad? Let me know. It's better now? All right, cool. All right, so maybe you had to warm up or something. I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get started here, and we'll see how this goes. We're gonna have to play it by ear here since the internet's down in the barn. So we're just gonna have to do what we can here. So. All right, so that being said, I hope you guys are all doing well. So, like I said, we're down here in the basement. We had some internet troubles in the barn tonight, so we're going to have to go, we're in like my workshop sort of area where my old desk used to be and everything. So, it is what it is at this point. If any of you guys know anything about routers, for whatever reason, our house router is not kicking any Ethernet signal out to any of the Ethernet ports. So it's only a year old, so I don't know why it would not be kicking anything out to the ports. So, like, I plugged the router in, and like none of the lights come on or anything like that. So, I might have to call Comcast and figure out what's going on. So that being said, there are a couple things going on this week, fish-wise. Chad is here. How's it going? So fish-wise, we've got The Fish Club meeting's Thursday night. So, hey Pam, how's it going? So, that's going to be Motor City Aquarium Society. That is in Sterling Heights, Michigan. So, if you want to head down to that, feel free to do so. Also, Dan's Fish is speaking at the Grand Valley Aquarium Club on Saturday, and I am going to head down to that. So I'm going to head down, probably run into Jeremy from Sergeant Tank, see Dan's talk on killifish, I believe it is. So looking forward to that as well. Drop the cable company. Yeah, I don't know if there's any other cable companies that are that good, and messing with the cable around here causes a lot of problems. My wife's a school teacher and therefore needs the internet to work, and so the Wi-Fi works. It's super weird. Like you would think the Wi-Fi wouldn't work and the Ethernet would, but that's not how it's going. So that being said, let's go ahead and get to the subject of this stream. So we've got the summer tubs. So I'm going to try to share my screen here, and this could get really entertaining. This could not work very well, but let's go ahead and give it a try here. And we're going to go to here, and this is nice when I usually have two screens, because that way I can see what I'm doing. But we don't have that option tonight, so we're going to go ahead and present this. So I won't be able to see the chat while this is going on, so you're going to have to bear with me. So we've been kind of working on a little bit of a garden project. My daughter's gotten into gardening, so we've started to build this little raised bed with some little fencing around it to keep the critters out. This is not complete by any stretch of the imagination, but this is where we're at. So there's a garden bed here, there's a garden bed here, and then in here it's going to be a summer tub. So not sure what I'm going to put in it yet. I'm thinking probably one of the Gadiads that I have. So that's what's going to be in there. And I might put another one here, or I might just leave this open. I don't know yet. Figure that out later. Alright, so this is some of what my daughter's already started. This is what she grew plants in last year. We've had to put some of the chicken wire here because someone named Lucky has had a very keen interest in eating trying to eat the plants. So he's been restrained from going into the garden box for the moment anyway. So that's what's really going on here with the garden box and the pond. And then one thing I do want to talk about is I'm still trying to make some decisions here on like this tank here. I don't know if I'm going to move these fish into this tank. I'm still kicking around some ideas. If you guys have any ideas in the chat, either in the chat here or in the comments afterwards, definitely go ahead and let me know. But don't know yet what I'm going to do with this part or the 245. Kind of leaning towards keeping the 245 saltwater. Was thinking maybe of putting some Tropheus in this tank, converting it from the saltwater and putting in some Tropheus. That's a thought. Or maybe just doing like a male peacock hap display tank, or even something different like kind of the rainbow fish tanks. So, you know, kind of wish we were still out in the barn, because there's a pretty cool tank out there. There's a I actually redid that tank that's behind me. It was originally the Mutt Guppy tank, and it's now the Mutt Live Bear plus 2 rainbow fish tank. So that turned out pretty cool. So I gotta film Thursday's video still. So that's probably what Thursday's video is going to be. Then on Sunday, I'm doing a little bit of a test. So apparently somebody made a knockoff Zist filter. So there's going to be started running a little bit of a test on the knockoff Zist filter. Started that yesterday, started filming it. So far, I'll give you guys a little bit of a sneak preview, at least to the initial results. I don't think it's as well made, but at the same time, it's doing better than I kind of thought when I unboxed it. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that video put up on Sunday. You guys can see it, and that'll be a longer term video too, because I'm excuse me, one of the things I want to do is I want to run that system all the way until the suction cups give out, like basically a side-by-side test. I've got them set up in the same tanks, the one on one side, one on the other, running off the same air pump, and we're gonna see, kind of see who wins. But there's some things I'd change about the we'll call it the Amazon version. So let me go back to the chat here. Let's go back to the chat. So, hey Bentley, how's it going? Yeah, so definitely thank you. Hit the like button. Meanfish9 is here. Cichlids23 is here. Chad, if I didn't mention you before. So thank you very much, Bentley. I hope you guys had fun out in Seattle at the AGA. I was going to try to make it out, kind of just didn't work out, but definitely want to get out that way. For those of you who just joined, we are in the basement tonight. We've had a little bit of technical difficulties. So for whatever reason, my router decided to not send Ethernet signal basically out to the barn. So therefore, internet-wise right now, the barn's kind of dead in the water. Everything else is fine, but the barn-wise, we're kind of just kind of just not didn't. That was kind of an unexpected snafu this evening. So it's meant kind of installing stuff, uninstalling stuff, reinstalling things. So that being said, we'll go ahead and hope you guys like the summer tubs. It's not much yet, but we'll get there. So just wanted to show you a brief peek under the tent for that project, and kind of related to that, I wanted to add a little bit of something else to the stream here. So I'm going to go ahead here in just 1 second, and we're going to flip up the other part of it. Yep, so small fry, let me just go ahead here and do that. So yep, the barn is hardwired with an Ethernet cable. There is a router out there, so there is Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi, obviously, if the Ethernet doesn't work, the Wi-Fi won't work, etc., etc. But then, yeah, so then all of a sudden we kind of, yeah, so the barn is about 50 feet, I'd say. I've not measured like door to door, so I'd say about 50 feet. So that's a rough estimate. So let's go ahead here, and I'm going to go ahead and get the, that's up already. So let me go ahead and share the screen again. So I was going to do this a little bit different. It's Cat 7. And yep, it is buried all the way out to the barn. So it's not terribly deep, because actually kind of unfortunate incident happened. I was trying to pull it through the cable with all the other, the wires and everything that I wired out there, and unfortunately I broke the cable. So I had to like rebury it afterwards, which kind of was not fun. But yeah, like literally, if I go to my internet box, literally there's like no lights on. When you plug in the Ethernet cable, like nothing lights up at all. It's like just dark. Like there's no green and orange lights or anything like that. It's just completely. So I think it's a modem problem, not a barn problem or a cable problem. So yeah, the Ethernet's worked fine. It's worked since It's almost over, a little bit less than a year. But there's no, I suspect moles or something chewing on it. Yeah, you know what I could do? That's a good idea. I'll try. That's a good idea. One thing I didn't do is call and do a signal check reset. Yeah, might try that too. I'll try wiring something else into the box and seeing if it works. Like, I'll take this laptop upstairs and wire it. That could be the wires damaged too, which means I'll have to do a little bit of work, which could be entertaining for Thursday's video since it's not done yet. That could be interesting. All right, well, it is what it is at this point. So we've got a stream going. It's not buffering terribly bad. You guys can see it, so it is what it is at this point. So let me go back to the screen share here. Let's get that up again. And we'll do the Facebook post of the week. So, all right, so kind of related to the pond. So this was in Steamfot's Facebook group. So I see a lot of people using Rubbermaid stock tanks. Has anyone ever used the Tough Stuff brand? So I actually, the one that you saw in the picture in the prior segment of the show here, that was a Tough Stuff brand one. So I've used these before. You know, there are some folks that said that was not they're chintzy. They're not as thick as the Rubbermaid, but I found them to be fine. The Rubbermaid's, like a 100-gallon Rubbermaid stock tank, goes for about $85. These are $54. So, and I actually kind of like the layout of this tank better. It's not as tall, and so it's a little shorter and it's a little wider. So I kind of like the layout of this actually. But that's just my opinion. You know, the plastic is not as thick as the Rubbermaid one, but at the same time, I mean, for a $30 price difference on an $85 item, I'm okay with it not being as good. But that's personal preference. Oh, I should present the screen, shouldn't I? So, all right. So that being said, I don't know what you guys think of that, but I thought that was kind of a, you know, since we're talking a little bit of summer tubs, a little bit of, you know, everything else here, you know, kind of related to gardening and everything like that. Just wanted to show you guys the you know, this thread. You know, if you're a member of Bob's page, I'm sure you've seen it. And then one thing I do want to talk about with this is there's this brass drain down here. So what I would recommend doing is either sawing this out and putting in a bulkhead, like drilling it out, putting in like a, you know, inch and a half bulkhead in here, plastic bulkhead, like you do with your aquarium, or you could cover this with silicone. You know, maybe scuff this up a little bit, cover it with some silicone so it adheres. You know, kind of just make sure, you know, nothing brass leaches into the water. But that's what I would do with this. Other than that, I think these are perfectly fine. So wanted to show you that. It's not a terribly interesting first Facebook thread of the week, but definitely wanted to show you guys that and kind of give you my opinion. So Lumpy Dog's here. So hey, Lumpy Dog, how's it going? So is Lacey's Places here as well. So welcome. So yeah, so that's the Facebook thread of the week. Have you guys been involved in anything interesting on Facebook at all? So Turbo Fish is here. Hey AJ, how's it going? So yep. So one of the things too is that the Guppy Pond. There's a Guppy show here in Michigan too on the 18th and 19th. It's the IFGA Guppy show. So I'm going to head down there as well. So you got quite a bit of things going on here in the next week and a half or so. So we've got the Fish Club meeting on Thursday. We got the what do you want to call it? You've got the Grand Valley Aquarium Club on Saturday. So I'll be heading down to that. And then finally, you've got the Guppy thing the weekend after. So a lot going on. So, Boss Hog's here, if I didn't mention you before. So, doing quite a bit. Did have something else, found some more fry in the fish barn. So, we did find some Skiffia francese fry. So, pretty excited about that. So, now that's 2 Gadiads. So, all right, Lacey, so where are these meets at? So, the Motor City Aquarium Society is the second Thursday of the month. That meets in Sterling Heights. It's like the Wyndham at 15 Mile in Van Dyke. Grand Valley Aquarium Club is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I don't have the address yet, and it's something I'll put in the day before, but it's Grand Rapids area. I think it might be Wyoming. I'd have to look it up. So unfortunately, like tonight, I don't have the normal 2 screens going and everything that I can play around with, so we're kind of winging it here a little bit. Had to reinstall everything on the old laptop and kind of work from that. So we're down in the basement. So definitely not pretty. This is almost like the first stream. So I've got all the saws behind me, and all that stuff. Kind of like if you guys remember go back and watch my first live stream. There's like a saw in the background and all that stuff. So the clowns have been kind of a little bit quiet. So I think they're still spawning, but I've been kind of busy doing the other stuff. And I need to redo their grow out area, so I did move some stuff and put some tanks in there. So unfortunately, that kind of got relocated. So that is what it is at the moment. But I do want to get back into that. I just haven't gotten into doing that. Unfortunately, I think I sent Candy on a hunt for about 800 links. So apologize, Candy, for just dropping a whole bunch of links there. So one thing I do want to mention, and unfortunately, kind of in the mad scramble to kind of get everything put back together, the MBI workshop will be the weekend of July 26th. That's in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, at the Cranbrook Institute of Science. So if you're in driving distance, I would highly recommend coming to that. Speakers have not been announced yet, but should be a pretty good show. There's been a few things going on now with captive breeding. There's been some new butterfly fish done. I believe it was the Florida Aquaculture Lab, or no, sorry, it was Rising Tide that did those. So definitely going well there. Oh, I got you guys up on the. Hold on. There's Rising Tide going on there, so you guys can see the Streamlabs. Nothing terribly important on there, but so check out the MBI workshop. I'll go ahead and get the link for that. And I'll go ahead and all right, come on. So there's the MBI workshop link. So hope you guys, if you guys are around, I will be at that for sure. So I'm the treasurer of the Marine Aquarium Society of Michigan, which basically now its sole purpose is really to run the MBI website and the MBI conference. So that's what's going on there. So if you guys have not checked out the, just, since I'm wearing the Machner shirt today, so if you guys have not checked out the video I did with Dr. Kevin Erickson on biosecurity, check that out. I know it's long. It's a good half hour long or so, but it is, I think it's worth watching. He's got a lot of good information in there. A lot of it we kind of know, but still it's a good reminder. Clean your nets, use the bleach, don't suck on the siphon hose with your mouth. Talks about zoonotic diseases. So check out some of those articles too. I did check out some of those. Pictures are kind of interesting. So definitely something that's worth checking out if you guys have some time. As always, too, check out Corey's video on Goliath's Farms if you haven't as well. I found that to be pretty cool. That guy's got quite a setup going there. So, anyone else get any new fish recently? I've not bought fish in a while, so we'll see. I did buy some fish at the Aquarium Club the last time, just kind of really added to the flock of Gadiads. So definitely check out. If go to your local aquarium club, that's all I can say. I've been involved in the saltwater club for quite a long time. Getting involved in the freshwater one now. Get involved. I mean, I really want to do the breeder award program. So I did the first species last month, which is for some of the bumblebee platies. So did those, got my 5 points. So definitely want to do some more. I seem to spawn cichlids like they're going out of style. So definitely, for whatever reason, we have good. We have good cichlid water here in Michigan. So definitely good live bear cichlid water. So just kind of an update on some of the other new fish. The Santa Maria endlers are doing well. Along with the other fish that I got from Dan, so definitely worthwhile to check out Dan's fish as well. So Santa Maria endlers are expensive, but they're very cool fish. There are a bunch of moves going on in the barn right now, so moving some tanks around, moving some fish around. So kind of at the end of it, when I'm done, I'm going to take you guys on a tour. I may even do a live tour and a the edited video. But so hey Derek, how's it going? Hey Derek, are you gonna make it to the meeting Thursday? And welcome Derek to the stream. So see what else is going on here. Barn-wise at the moment. Yeah, sorry, Kenny, I'm throwing out a bunch of links right now. So definitely, check out, check all your clubs out. Go ahead and do that. Think about what else kind of we got going on. The pond's going on. My daughter's garden's going on. So, gonna get that all done. I don't think what else we got going. So I did buy an underwater camera. I didn't buy like a GoPro, but I bought kind of like a one of the knockoff $50 ones. So I did shoot some underwater video. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I was going to put it on here, but obviously kind of the wheels fell off tonight with all of the computer problems and internet problems, so didn't get a chance to get that uploaded, but it is what it is at this point. So you guys have any questions? I'll go ahead here and we'll answer some questions, do some Q&A, talk a little bit about anything you want. Ask me anything. So like I said, for anyone who just joined, I will be heading over to Grand Rapids this weekend to see Dan's Fish speak at the Grand Valley Aquarium Club as well. Buckethead Aquatics. How big is the fish barn? The fish barn is basically the size of a 1.5 car garage. So it is 14 feet by 20 feet. So yeah, 14 by 20, and then there's a second story of it on it as well. If we were on our normal computer with all of our gadgets and gizmos, I could pull up that and show it to you. But I don't have the pictures on this laptop, so I can't really. Yeah, so small fry. Let me pull that up for you. I can pull that up pretty quick. I can't speak to the quality. I've had it about a week, so just give me 1 second here, and I'll pull that up for you. Log in. Make sure I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, good. So there's the link to the camera, small fry. So Derek, the talk in Grand Rapids is going to be Saturday. It starts at 7. I did talk to Jeremy the other night. He said to get there about 6:30 or so. So the barn then is actually 2 stories. So it's like well, it kind of has this shape to it. You know, we'll do this old school, and I'll pull it up on my phone. So let me just pull it up here. I'll show you a picture of barn. Sorry, this is going to take me a minute. It's funny when you have a YouTube channel, you've got like 8 billion like thumbnail pictures. Here you go. All right, we'll put that up to see if you. So that's the. That's kind of what the barn looks like. All right, so if you start fresh from a garage, do you think a garage kit or a pole barn? I would say the garage kit, depending on how you can insulate the pole barn. What I would say is I almost would rather have it 1 story. It's actually kind of interesting that I think it's easier to heat the 1 story because the 2nd story it gets a little strange. It's actually funny, like in the winter. I mean, obviously the heat rises, right? So it's warmer upstairs than it is downstairs. So I would say to do the 1 story if you can. Do a garage kit, maybe like a 2 or 3 car garage kit, and then you can insulate it that way. Let's see what else we got. What's we got going on tonight? So it's gotten cold again a little bit in Michigan. So Sunday was beautiful, and then now it's a little bit little bit cold, but I did pick up an air conditioner as well. I got a new one. I had an old one for last year, but gonna replace that. So let me go back to. Actually, I don't want to go back there because I can't see the chat and answer your questions. So anyone have any suggestions for the 120 plywood tank and kind of what I should do with all of those fish, kind of like the saltwater fish, the South Americans. So that's kind of where I'm heading there. So no problem, Buckethead. I absolutely. That's what I would do, because like when you get the second story, that gets kind of hard to deal with. So far it's worked out so far for me, but it's you know, and then you worry about having too much weight, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, it's pretty funny how different this laptop is than my desktop. So the CPU right now is running at 85.5%, and if you know, when you look at my my other the other computer that's in the barn, it's like it'll be like 13. So we're definitely taxing this poor old computer. So Chad Kratz is going to hit the bed here. Being a fairly new fish keeper, summer tubs are very intriguing to me. I'll catch you on the next one for sure, Chad. Hopefully we'll be back in our regular location. So kind of bummed too. I got a new chair too. So good night. Thank you for coming out, Chad. Could definitely understand wanting to hit the bed. So definitely interesting. So sorry, struggling a little bit tonight. I had a pretty it's pretty nerve-wracking getting going here. So like I said, there are some new fry in the fish room. Like I was talking earlier, the Skiffia francese did spawn and did the fry. They have not eaten the fry. So yes, it happens when you get older. Like you get excited, hey, I got a new chair. So I unfortunately broke the other chair, so it's now a stool, and so it's gotten moved to a different part of the barn. So now I have stools strategically placed throughout the barn. So I've got one in kind of in one part, one in another, and then downstairs obviously we have the two couches. I got to work on eventually going to move the TV somewhere too, so I can have better viewing of those 10 gallons. So yeah, so everything's kind of on the up and up, other than we have no internet, which we can deal. So I guess this is good. At least I've got a backup with the I've got Streamlabs on this laptop, so it does work somehow. It's taxing it to its max, but it's okay. It seems to be hanging in there. So after the initial, have you guys been having any problems with the video ever since the initial startup? Kind of curious, it's always hard to watch, when you see other people's streams and they're, it starts buffering and you can't, the audio goes in and out. So yeah, kind of had to kind of wing it tonight here. So again, apologize for the background, with the the circular or the table saw back there and all the other stuff, but kind of had to make it work here. So let's see what else you guys got. You guys got any other questions? We can talk about anything. We talk talk a little bit about cichlids. We can do some saltwater live airs. So I'm really looking forward to seeing. Okay, cool. I don't even know what I did to fix it, other than I closed one of the browser windows, which I think I was just taxing the system too much. So yeah, thanks Aaron for coming out. So yeah, so it's been kind of a long day. So, do you guys have any other questions on the summer tubs too, or any feedback on what I should put in there? So I am really kind of leaning towards the Gadiads just because they're a cooler water species. So I think they would handle the tubs pretty well. I'm not going to try to overwinter them this year. I'd have to, I would have to put them in a different location anyway if I was going to overwinter them. Sorry, eyes starting to itch. So I would put it closer to the barn and try to blow some heat into it. One of the species of Goodyead so that I have, it's the Girardinthicus multiradiatus. They actually found that species in Mexico when they first discovered it underneath ice. So whoever, I think they talked, I think it was maybe it might have been Dr. John Lyons who caught it. I'm not sure, but they found it actually underneath ice in there's a lake in Mexico or a river where they found it, and it was up in the mountains, and they broke through the ice and caught it. So pretty interesting. So we've been going now for about 41 minutes. I'm honestly getting pretty tired, so I think I just may call it here. If you guys don't have any questions, we'll go another about 5 minutes or so. I do want to congratulate Jeff Rose on the spawning of the L393 Cheese Creeks. So I was actually at Pleco Paradise the night he got those. Fortunately, I had to leave before they did the. So Anne Marie's here. How's it going? Yeah. So thoughts on the potbelly balloon mollies? They're not really my thing, Lumpy Dog. But the thing though is, I think sorry, I can't talk now. One of the cool things about this hobby is you guys, we all kind of interest change, right? So I mean, I did saltwater for 10 years or so, so I did like 8 years, and I was honestly getting kind of bored with saltwater, and started doing the freshwater, and really kind of rekindled a lot of both sides of the hobby. So I think that's one of the great things about fish keeping is there's always something new to do. You can always do, you can do cichlids, you can do live bears, you can do tetras and angelfish and the South American cichlids and the monster fish, and you go all over the place. So actually I find it kind of funny when I meet people at the aquarium club, they're like, what's your specialty? And I'm like, I don't have one, and I kind of don't want one, honestly. I think keeping a good variety of fish kind of keeps you on your game. Like, if you just keep like live bears, you can get good at one thing, but I think it's good to spread your legs out a little bit and get some other species too. So maybe thinking about doing that 120 as like a rainbow fish tank. There's a 90 I have too that I've been kind of working on. When I moved it, for whatever reason, it decides to leak. So Emery is sad with guppies. I like guppies. I want to do some endlers too. Obviously got the Santa Marias. So those are, I'm looking forward to those. I finally did move some stuff around too with the guppy tanks, and I'm starting to remove a lot of the guppy grass. I just can't. So Anne Marie's failing with her guppy tank. So, are the fish failing, or is there something else failing with the tank exactly, Anne Marie? So, a lot of times with guppies, it's a hardness thing. I mean, I'm assuming, knowing that you're across the border in Windsor, I would say that you're probably your water's probably okay. I would check your hardness. Usually, it's either like guppies, it's like your source, or your hardness. One of the things I've found too with live bearers, at least for me, is like if like you got to get through the first generation doesn't do that well, but then the second generation with the fry. Oh, so okay. They have the shimmy thing. Yeah, that's generally due to hardness. I think though when you get to that point, it may be too late. The skinny problem. Okay, so the worm. Is it? So have you done the Med Trio? I don't know if you can get that in Canada or not, but the General Cure, ICAX, and the erythromycin. So the General Cure would take care of like the internal tapeworms and stuff like that. So see if you can use General Cure. If you can't find that, it's metronidazole and praziquantel. So it's like Prazipro. If you can find Prazipro, that would do it as well. So try to find one of those two. So I'll type it in here. I don't know if they have it. Like I said, I don't know what they have in Canada or not, but it's Prazipro, and or you can look for General Cure. I'd try that first, and then if it's like a red worm, I think the Camellinus red worm is I'd have to look that one up. I don't have that one off the top of my head what the Camellinus red worm would you have to use. So Valley Fish is here. How's it going? So got the oh, you didn't see him? Okay. Are they just skinny, or are they actually doing like the shimmy part of it? Because if they're doing like a shimmying, a lot of times you can see with live bears that's generally related to hardness. But if you're seeing like, if you think it's like an internal tapeworm or something like that, I would use levamisole. Thank you, Candy. Couldn't think of it off the top of my head. That's what happens when you stream kind of at the end of the day. So once again, for some of you guys who've just joined, I would encourage you to check out the biosecurity video that I did with Dr. Kevin Erickson. He's an expert in the IGH. It is hard. Yeah, you have hard water. Guppies like hard water, so I think you're good with that. I think that's a good thing for guppies. Guppies like hard water. So we live in, Michigan, kind of, this part of the part of Ontario that's across from like Detroit, Windsor area. So that is like prime cichlid, guppy water. My go-to is table salt. Yeah, you can use salt too. That's a good point. So yeah, so salt may actually be better for you. Watch Corey's video on salt. He did a live stream on that. Say it was about a month ago or so. Watch that. I've never really used salt. That's not been something I've used in my weaponry. And I've had pretty good luck with a lot of the fish anyway that I've purchased. I usually try to find them from good sources. So I've not had a lot of disease problems. But, Coach Chavez is here. Welcome. Thank you for joining. So, but yeah, so definitely check out the video, though, from Dr. Kevin Erickson. He's an expert on aquarium pathobiology, biosecurity. So check out a lot of the articles too. We talked about zoonotic diseases, which are diseases that you can get from your fish tank. So he did an article on that. It's linked in the description of that video. So it's something I highly recommend you guys watch. I learned quite a bit talking to him. We talked about a variety of things the night we shot that video. We talked for about 2.5 hours. We were originally going to do one video. We're going to do two. There's a second part of that video which is more about like going to MACNA and why you go to conventions and stuff like that we did as well. That'll be coming out at some point. I still have to edit that. That's got about 45 minutes to an hour of video that I've got to condense down and edit all the miscellaneous, etc. So all right, so we've been going now for about 50 minutes. So Candy's got the video there. So do you guys have any last minute questions? So we're going to go ahead here. I think we're going to sign off. Let me know what you guys thought of the Facebook thing of the week too. The Facebook, I'll find a different one for next week. This was one to kind of just kick it off, and I think it was kind of related to the pond, the pond topic a little bit. So I know some people just joined, so I actually will do the screen share again of the pond real quick before we go. So if you just give me one moment, I'm gonna go check out. We'll go here. So we're going to go to the, all right, let's go ahead here. All right, so this is the, what we're working on for the pond. So grab the pointer. And so basically garden's going to go here. Oh, no, that's not there yet. Garden's going to go here. The pond is going to go here. I may move the goldfish out into that 90-gallon tank I'm working on, and put another pond here, and then I've got these here. This is just to kind of keep all the animals and stuff out. It's not done yet, but I haven't even attached this up there yet. I've got to staple that all up and everything. So this is chicken wire. We're going to fill that with dirt. This one with dirt as well, and then there'll be a door on the front. You can see someone didn't measure correctly here. So that's what's going on here. So this is what my daughter's working on for the garden. So she's got, she's got looks like she's got some wax beans. She's got carrots in there, which you can't see. Some other stuff. We had to actually take some of the chicken wire and put it up over the our little garden area here. Somebody who will remain nameless here, do a little cat shaming here at the end, wanted to try and kill the plants. So he is now barricaded off from the plants. I'm sure if he so chose, he could probably get over that, but for now he's kind of stuck where he's at. So let's go ahead here. We'll flip this back to me. All right. So that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead here and I think we're gonna sign off here. I've been going for a little under an hour, but I want to thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate you guys bearing with us here with the internet problems and everything. I hope you guys got something out of it. At this point, not sure with what's going on with the internet. You basically kind of, God willing, there'll be a video on Thursday, but hopefully we'll get that, the internet resolved, and that will, that'll get going. So, video's Thursday, Sunday. Stay tuned to the Sunday video for sure. That will be a great. I think that's gonna be a really good video. Testing out the Amazon Ziz filter, doing the comparison with the. With the normal Ziz filter. So that being said, I think we're gonna catch you guys later. Have a good one. Stay fishy, keep on breeding, and we'll catch you on the next one.